You know what the name of this show is?
Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Why?
It's been a while since we actually went to one. Just saying.
Well, they didn't really explore any strange new worlds last season. Well, what about Kromov B in Those Old Scientists?
It was only a planet with a portal on it. Nothing strange about that. Plus, it wasn't a new discovery.
Well, there was Rigel 7 from Among the Lotus Eaters.
And also from the very first Star Trek pilot. Been there, done that.
It's true that this series doesn't often live up to its title.
Until now.
Come on, Gigi. Kenfori isn't a strange new world either. It used to be a Federation scientific outpost. It's still not boldly going where no man has gone before.
Where no one. Not only that, but the show is exploring horror territory. Again.
What have you got against horror, Commander?
Okay, I'm fine with horror. In fact, done well, you certainly can incorporate it into the Star Trek universe, and when they did it with Season 1's All Those Who Wonder, it was very effective. In moderation. Since then, the Gorn have taken on the horror mantle for this series, and fun though it can be, it's starting to rub me the wrong way.
Because Star Trek is supposed to be all about exploration and communication?
Exactly that. The whole point of Star Trek is to try and reach common ground with alien species, and how enemies can become friends in time.
Oh yeah? Well, what about those conspiracy aliens from TNG then? And the Borg?
And what about the Klingons? And how TNG's run saw the potential seeds for a warming of relations between the Federation and the Romulans. It really doesn't feel like there's enough of that in this current series. Heck, in Hegemony, Pike referred to the Gorn as monsters and really treated them as such.
Oh, hold on, Commander. At one point in that episode, due to the Gorn's different way of behaving, he started to wonder if it might be possible to communicate with them.
Very true, and I was hoping this might lead to a very Star Trek way of dealing with that situation in the second part, but no. Instead, they hibernated the Gorn thanks to a solar flare. I'm sorry, but a species capable of interstellar flight must have evolved past such animalistic instincts. The Gorn, as they're increasingly portrayed in this series, make no sense. But we're getting way off track here. Let's deal with the horror that lurks on Kenfori.
I thought the mystery was good, though.
At first it was, I agree. Something happened to all animal life forms on the planet Pike and Mbega went to find a cure for Captain Patel.
Who's had a Gorn relapse? And then the Klingons appear.
And the reason for their arrival is another thing that makes no sense for the purposes of the story.
You don't like Klingon blood oaths?
It's not that. The mission is off the books. No one knew the Enterprise was going to Kenfori. The ship is hiding in a dust cloud, yet somehow a Klingon ship finds them. A ship which the disgraced captain had to beg to get. So, we have to assume that she was scanning for Mbega's tracking device, saw him near the border, heading into contested territory, then begged for the ship, got it, got a crew, and headed to that location. And she had the time to do all of that and get to the Enterprise just as they got to Kenfori.
Maybe bureaucracy is swift on the Klingon homeworld.
So the Klingons arrive, destroy Pike's shuttle, then we realize what happened to the Federation crew. They've all been hybridized into plant zombies.
Which is why they didn't appear as fauna anymore.
And they acted like traditional swarming zombies.
It's something that should have been fun, but somehow it wasn't. It just fell flat.
And I kept wondering, just how many crew members were there? Weren't they supposed to have been evacuated years prior? And if something had happened to them, surely there would have been a log about it and information that Pike would have known about.
There's a lot of things that didn't make sense, but the duel at the end was, in a way, okay, it was cool to see Mbenga fight.
It's not every day you see a doctor engaged in battle.
We saw it in the Season 2 premiere episode, The Circle.
Okay, I meant without going into a drug-induced frenzy.
But the Klingon resorting to sacrificing herself because he beat her but didn't kill her? What was stopping her from fighting Mbenga again? Honor? I don't know. It felt lackluster when it shouldn't have.
There's a lot of moments in this episode that felt one way instead of the other.
Meanwhile, we've got Ortegas becoming insubordinate.
I quite like that. It's giving Ortegas a little bit more depth. Although, couple that with her arrogance and pride and it might become a problem in a future episode.
It almost did in this one. And there's the revelation that in order to save Patel, she's going to somehow become a Gorn-human hybrid, and that's giving me chills.
Because you care for her and her relationship with Pike?
No, not exactly.
They better not turn Patel into the mother of old rubber-suited Gorns Kirk will encounter in a few years.
Yeah, that's my concern too. Oh, this is really annoying. I really want to like this show, and I loved the first season, and I still love the characters, but it's just not working for me. I was generous last time with Wedding Bell Blues, but it may be time to put on my big fox boots. I'm not liking where this season is going, and I'm awarding Shuttle to Kenfori 1.5 paws. Do let us know what you thought in the comments, and if you like what we do,
And how we do it, and you feel you'd like to help us out,
Please consider joining our Patreon.
well, as long as you can afford it, of course. We'll leave a link to it in the description and pinned comment.
see you all next time. And until then, live long
And
and
hasta la vista, baby!
that's new.
Come on, Gigi. Kenfori isn't a strange new world either. It used to be a Federation scientific outpost. It's still not bloody going where no man has gone. Bloody.